Hello everyone. I made a video, I recorded this audio over a year ago, gosh dang it, and I wanted to make the video, but it was cringy, and I still think it's cringy, and I've grown a lot as a person in the last year, but even so, it's been 9 months, not a year, but it's basically a year. Even so, I decided that it'd just be best, it'd be the healthiest to upload this video anyway, so even though it's been literally over a year since I said I would make it, and it's been over 9 months since I actually recorded the gosh dang audio, I'm gonna actually make the video and just post it, because it's good to be honest about your feelings, even if they're really, really bad. So I'm posting it online. Have a nice day, everyone. Lately, I've had a lot of crap on my mind that I just want to talk to someone about. I've decided that I'm going to start making, wait for it, political rant videos. Hey guys, Verb here. Now, it's been a while. Now, I wanted to make a series of videos where I just talked to the microphone, and I just talked about my thoughts. I just talked about my thoughts and feelings on things. I talked about politics, or I talked about, like, world events. I've been wanting to do this for almost 6 years now, and I wanted to build up to it by first being a gaming YouTuber that everyone knew and loved, and then branching out into talking about politics. That was the plan. But here's the thing, right? I am not the assertive type. I'm the type of person who, I go into a situation, and I just kind of let other people do the talking and be in charge, and I'm the one who just kind of sits there in the corner. And that's how I've been my whole life. And as I've gotten older and older, it's bothered me how seemingly easy to fix problems with really obvious solutions happen all around me, and people are really annoyed as the fact that they're not fixed, and people are really angry at the people in charge for not doing anything to fix it. But I'm just sitting there in the background wondering why everyone's so stupid, so unwilling to work together with each other. So I've been taking on a responsibility lately of trying to be more assertive and more willing to talk to people, because I am at a very core level very unconfident in my ability to talk to people, and not very assertive, especially when I'm trying to talk to people online. When I'm talking to one person one-on-one about something that I deeply care about, I'm really willing to go like all in and be passionate about what it is I'm talking about. But whenever I'm talking to a microphone, I have this complex where I just can't be like 100%. I can't go 100%, and I've been trying to figure out why. Now, the reason that I'm like this and the thing that I'm trying to fix is actually going to be the topic of today's video. The point is, I wanted to make this type of video where I just talk to people for a long time now, but I've never really had the confidence to do it, and every time I've tried to do it, even if it's gotten endless support and people say it was a good video, I'm still nervous to talk to the camera, the microphone, or whatever it is. And I've actually made, believe it or not, like 4 or 5 videos like this that were me ranting about things that were bothering me, but then by the time I had finished the videos, I decided that they were crap, and my opinions presented in the videos were wrong, and there were ways I could have worded them better. And it gets to the point where I record my ranting, right? And then I edit the video, and by the time I've finished editing the video, I'm like, you know what? I just don't like this at all. I don't even like the video. It's just not good. I don't like it. I also tend to ramble on and dance around the subject when I'm talking to a microphone about YouTube. I'm just really insecure about this whole thing. The point is, I've been wanting to make one of these videos for a long time, but I haven't had the confidence to. So I had this genius idea. What if I made a video about the fact that I'm not confident enough to make these videos, just to break the ice, just to break the mold a little bit? Look, I have to start somewhere. Everyone has to start somewhere, dang it. And this is where I'm going to start. I'm going to just be honest with you guys and just say what I mean, say what I think about this particular subject, and maybe that'll give me the confidence to talk about more deep things that I care more deeply about. Okay, so here's the thing, right? I took a personality test, and on like that 16personalitiestest.com, and I mean, I got INTP. Expected of a college student doing engineering, an engineering college student, but I got an INTP. I got an unusual thing that people don't usually get, right? And I got an INTP where I was 90%, 91% prospecting. Meaning that I am extremely good at thinking about possibilities and like imagining what things could be like and like thinking like, oh, that would be so cool. And I'm a dreamer, okay? But the problem is I have self-discipline, but the problem is so much of my brain space is dedicated to thinking about how much better things could be that whenever it's brought into practical, actual reality and I realize the flaws with it, I'm really insecure about it because it's like my deepest thoughts, because I don't talk to other people about all the things that I think could make the world a better place because I feel insecure about it because there's such a huge climate of insecurity and other crap in the world right now. So I just don't ever really speak my thoughts except to my closest friends and family members. And you might think, well, whatever, you're speaking to your closest friends and family members. I'm like, yeah, that's good, it's encouraging. But in the long run, it just makes me feel worse about the fact that I haven't said anything publicly yet. Especially since society acts like you need to be this person who makes a huge cultural impact on your society and like as big of a footprint as you possibly can. And I'm just standing over here like, but I already know what my morals are. I already know what how I'm gonna live my life. Why do I need to tell everyone else how to live theirs? But then I realized quickly, okay, well, everyone else is really not figured out how to live their lives happily. Everyone's really sad and depressed, and there's a lot of problems in America right now. So I need to do something. I need to say something. And I've slowly but surely garnered up the confidence to start speaking my mind. I've seen people like Ben Shapiro and what's his face? Jordan Peterson. And they inspire me because they have balls to say what they think. I don't necessarily agree with 100% of their viewpoints on everything, but I definitely do agree with their philosophy on life and how to approach it. And dang it, I just wanted to talk about this. And if you're a regular watcher of my channel, you'll know I made a video a while back saying that, oh boy, I'm gonna make a political channel sometime. Well, you know what? Screw that. I'm not going to make a political channel. I'm going to have anything and everything that I want to make on my main Dagnabbin channel, because I've decided if people don't want to hear what I have to say, then that's their problem. And right now I do have a problem where whenever I'm talking to a microphone, I just try too hard to be this character and I don't focus enough on what I'm trying to say. And it's an issue. Basically, this 90% prospecting thing means that I like dedicate all my brain power to thinking about what other people think of me, what I could be doing wrong, what I should be doing right, all the possible ways things could go wrong, all the possible ways things could go right, what I should do to ensure the best possible outcome. I'm always thinking about that, like 100% of the time. And the problem is that it just builds up, and I never actually do anything. And it's not a procrastination thing. It's not like, oh, I procrastinate because I don't know what to do. It's like I spend all my time that I'm not able to do the things I want to do thinking about, oh, I can't wait to do this thing. And then once I actually am there, able to do the thing, I'm like, I'm too nervous to do it. I'm too nervous to do it. And it's a little ridiculous, honestly. And this is a problem that I have with a lot of people. This is a problem I have in my everyday life, is I think too much about how to word things in ways people understand, that I don't just speak my mind. And there's so many factors that go into it. Like, I just think too dang much. I don't just speak my mind. The reason I never upload new videos is because I always have an idea for a video and I'm like, yeah, but it would be better if I did this one first, and oh, it'd be better if this one was this quality, or it'd be better if I changed this about this video I've already freaking made and rendered. I'm always second guessing myself, and I'm always second guessing myself, you understand? And it's crazy how much my level of confidence, like, went up over the last, like, okay, I've been playing fighting games to raise my confidence and be able to be like, yeah, I can do a thing and know that even if people disagree with me, I'm still right? You know what I'm saying? But then I still have an underlying psychological problem where just anything new, anything that I haven't done before, I feel this sense of nervousness, and I can't get it wrong. I have to be safe, and I have to be right, and I can't tread on unspoken waters. I have to be safe. I have to be correct. I have to be good. And whenever I'm talking, you can ask anyone I know, whenever I'm talking to people in person about, like, politics or anything that I am passionate about, you know what I'm saying? I am really fluent, and I'm just really well-spoken, and I'm good at doing things. And whenever I'm writing, like, I'm writing something down, I'm good at being well-spoken there. But for some reason, for some psychological reason, whenever I get in front of a microphone, my brain just, like, goes, no, you have to be, like, politically correct. You have to be like this way, that way. And it's scaring me. It's scaring me that I have met many people who are like, you should really start a YouTube channel. You should really talk about all these thoughts that you have. You should really say these things that you mean. And I just am so scared to speak because I'm so afraid of saying the wrong thing that I'm not even willing to say anything at all, because saying the wrong thing can ruin your entire life, your entire career nowadays. You have to be extremely careful about what you say. When I'm talking to friends, I say many, many stupid things that I immediately go back and I'm like, no, I shouldn't have said that. You know what? I'll say that a different way. And you could do that in a YouTube video, I guess. It's just not very professional. It's not... I have a lot of fears and a lot of things that I'm trying to get right. And the problem is, here's the other thing about having a 91% prospecting personality, is you spend so much time thinking about what you're going to do and how it's going to be perfect and how you're going to do it correctly. You don't spend any time thinking about how you're actually going to do the thing. So you don't ever get anything done because none of your time is spent practically thinking. Or you finally get to doing the thing and you're really disappointed in how worse it was than you imagined it. Go back to my old channel. I have like a bunch of videos there. I hated all of those videos. Go back to my early channel and like the first few videos I made. Some of them were good, but I hated most of them. Like, most of those videos I absolutely despised. I really didn't like them. And the reason I didn't like those videos was because I always felt like I was just dancing around the bush and like with what content I wanted to get into, because I want to be perfect. I'm afraid to start off not perfect. I want to start making content and it's already perfect. And that's so unrealistic. And that's how I am with everything in my life. I want to start off already being perfect. I'm like, if I go into this and I make a mistake, that's fine. But if I go into this thing that I'm super passionate about and I make a mistake, that is not okay. Like, for example, think of it like college. Like, I think of, it's like the whole mindset of going to college and getting a degree before doing the thing. It's like I have that mindset with everything. It's like, oh, so you don't know how to, let's put it this way. I've never gone on a date with anyone, right? Because it's like, when you go on a date with a girl, it's scary. It's like, you gotta be all, okay, what am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to do that's, correct in this situation? And you just, it's hard to figure out. It's hard to figure a girl out sometimes. And sometimes you just need to be genuine about your emotions and hope that they like you, blah, 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 blah. There's so many factors that go into it, you know what I'm saying? And when you have an autismo like me thinking about that, it's just like, well, I'd rather not even try at all if it means I won't fail. You know what I'm saying? And just I say I'm not afraid of failure, but really I am afraid of failure in the sense that if I know I'm going to fail, I don't even want to attempt it. I'm just I'm scared to. I'm like, no, I'm not even going to freaking attempt to do this unless I know for a fact I will succeed. That's an issue. That is a really big problem. That is an issue that I have and I need to overcome. And it's the reason why I'm so bad. I'm so bad at YouTube and I'm so bad at confidently saying things that I mean. And to quote another person, Jordan Peterson talks about how a lot of people think that they're so perfect and they're so good, but then what you need to do is you need to find something about yourself that you can fix, right? That is fixable, and you need to do that way. You know what I'm saying? And you need to find something about yourself that isn't perfect, and you need to fix that. And then once you've fixed everything minor, you can start moving on to the major things. That's my issue. I'm focused on all the major things without being focused on any of the minor things. And I have all these grandiose, great ideas for how the world should be run and how things should work and how things should go and how everything is going wrong and people are stupid and things should be run this way, blah, blah, blah. And I don't ever say any of them because I'm so nervous to say any of them that it's insane. And if you ask people who are if you ask most conservatives who are concerned about free speech, I'll tell you right now, all of them are going to an extent through what I'm going through, where they're so freaking nervous to say what they really feel and mean, that in public, and that fear is so deeply rooted in them that they just can't speak their mind, and it's really difficult. And I'm breaking the mold. This video, let's use this video as an example, right? This video, I planned this video out. While I was walking to my room before recording this, I was like, this is what I'm going to say. Oh yeah, this. I'm going to say this, and it'll be great because this, right? You know what I'm saying? It was going to be a great experience. When I practice in my spare time. This is another creepy thing. I've been practicing for 6+ years in my spare time for when I'm going to be a YouTuber. I spend time just sitting there, just talking to myself oh my goodness, this is what I'm going to say in my next video. And then whenever I actually sit down and record a video, there's some there's some habit or something where my brain is just told to oh my goodness, shut down, don't work correctly, don't think about what you have to say, just blank. Just blank. Dang it. And it kills me. I can't do the thing I need to do. And this is the problem with having a 100% prosthetic mindset, whatever. It's because this is the problem with having a 91% prospective mindset, is that you can't ever do anything. You're always stuck in this loop of, I wish this would happen, I wish that would happen, but it really sucks that it's not going to happen because I'm not going to be able to do anything about it. You know what I'm saying? So I think I figured out what the other problem is. The other problem is that I think of really good ways to word my thoughts the moment I think them, but then if I try to replicate those words later, I have a really difficult time formulating. I have to be emotional and in the moment to really say what I mean. And that's the reason, that's the problem with me. I'm just so bad at saying what I mean when I'm there's a spot, when in a microphone, an hour after I thought the thought. I'm thinking about streaming and doing a podcast because I say things a lot more intelligently and a lot more well articulated and not as desperate sounding when I'm actually just live saying what I think. When I'm trying to think back to what I was thinking and I try to remind myself of what that was, it just goes poorly. And that goes with video editing too. I have an idea for a video, and in the moment I'm having the idea, it's oh my goodness, it's so pure, it's so good, it's gonna be such a great video when it's done. And I'm gonna edit this. I'm gonna edit the footage of this game to this music, and it's gonna be all nostalgic. And then I go to actually edit the video, and I'm I just hear notes. I don't feel any of the emotion I was feeling anymore. So I've been trying to solve that by just always living in that emotional state. That hasn't fixed either. And I can't do it, man. Basically, I wanted to make a YouTube channel where I talk to you about my thoughts, but it's hard to do when you can't just say what you're thinking in the moment. You know what I'm saying? The best I can do is whenever I have a thought of oh my goodness, I want to make a video about this, I write it down, I jot it down in a notes somewhere. And then I write it in some weird way that when I read it back later, I'll be oh yeah, those were the emotions I was having when I wrote that down. You know what I'm saying? And I do that with really complex ideas. And that is the only time I can ever replicate those emotions later. If I ever just say, I'm going to just say what I mean later, it never works. And you know what? I may as well use this opportunity to say a little something about politics. It is the same thing that happens, right? People who plan everything out and never prospect, right? These are the evil politicians. Now, I'm not saying that everyone who plans things out instead of prospecting is evil. I'm just saying that the people who are evil happen to also be this way. And what they like to do is they like to take arguments that are hard to argue against without digging into your emotions to find a counter argument, and they use those as their arguments and act like you're stupid for disagreeing with them. And you know they're wrong. You know on an innate level they're an idiot. They're just stupid. Obviously, I'm not racist. Obviously, I'm not sexist, bigot, whatever it is they want to freaking call you. But I don't have an easy way of explaining my emotions to them. So then they walk people into this trap of thinking that they don't really know what they think. They don't really actually know what they think, and they're just kind of superficial. And maybe they should listen to the politicians. And then they realize that they did that for a long time, but then they realized people were getting too smart for that. So then they're like, okay, we'll put those people who are too smart for that into another camp of, okay, you do know something that the politicians don't know. They're just stupid idiots who don't know how to do anything, and you're the smart one. And you need to grow up, and you need to work hard, and you need to do your pay your taxes, and you need to do your job, and you need to go to work and go to school and do all these things so that you can perpetuate this society and they can keep being powerful and getting a lot of money. When, like, in reality, all you're doing is just perpetuating their reign and their power, and that's all that you're doing. But they, like, give you this false mindset of, I am moving towards this emotional equilibrium that I am trying to work towards. And you wonder why things are so crazy. Politicians love this stuff. They find things that bother you at an intimate level, and they won't shut up about them. And that they do that intentionally. And it makes you as emotionally unstable as, like, me, and unable to speak your mind, and unable to do anything. And it just makes you a sitting duck, a target for advertisers, a target for anyone who wants to screw you over. I'm not saying advertisers want to screw you over. I was just saying advertisers and people who want to screw you over. And the thing is, I'm just so sick of living in a society where it's driven by fear and fear tactics and people trying to blow things out of proportion, and people not being logical and godly and awesome about the situation. People are being stupid. And like right there, I said logical, godly, and awesome. That was something that I said where I didn't think before I spoke. And what does that mean? What does it mean to be logical, godly, and awesome? That could be interpreted in like 7 billion different ways. That's what I mean. I'm afraid that if I just speak my mind, I'm going to say a bunch of stupid crap like that, and it's not going to make any sense until I go back and listen to the recording later and be like, why did I say that? Which is why I'm better at talking to people in person, because when I'm talking to people in person, they can say, hold on, what did you mean by that? And then I can be like, well, what do I mean by what? And they'd be like, what did you mean by that? And I'm like, oh, that, I meant, and then I can go into detail. But in the moment, when I'm being emotional, I just speak words, and not all of them are perfect. And, yeah. That's the thing that's how you tell an honest person from a dishonest person. If someone is picking apart at your words and trying to get you to lie, if you get a gut feeling that someone is trying to get you to say something that you don't agree with, then chances are that they are trying to persuade you and they're not really trying to reach an agreement of any kind. And even if they're not trying to persuade you, they're trying to deceive you into thinking that you don't understand this subject and you need to find someone who does understand the subject and elect them. Because politicians realize, like, oh, this is a generation with, like, no real struggle. So what if I just made it so that they suddenly had struggles that don't even really technically exist, but we're just going to pretend like they do? And you bring up, like, 2 outlier examples and say, like, see? They exist. You're a bad person for not caring about it. And even though the silent majority of people are smart enough to realize that they're just being stupid, and that's not true, there is a very loud minority of people who do agree and are just kind of mindlessly hoaxed into this and think, yeah, why are these people being stupid idiots? Stop it. Cut it out, man. Why are you being so racist and white and privileged? And it just spirals out of control, and people don't understand that these are people who do know what they're talking about, but just don't know how to word it. They haven't practiced articulating themselves well, making themselves appear well. At the end of the day, there's 2 types of people. There's the type of people who want to reach an agreement, and they want everyone to get along. And then there's the types of people who actually want to create distress where there was none. And holy crap, I hate the second kind of people. And then even among those camps, there's 2 other types of people. There's the types of people who want the truth to be realized and people to come out on the other side stronger and more mature. And then there's the people who want to suppress the truth as long as possible so they can just keep reaping the benefits of a society where no one is educated. And they can just sell freaking anything to anyone and people will buy it. It's pathetic. And then we, the people, are so confused as to what's even going on, and we're too afraid to speak, that we just sit there and let it happen to us. And part of the reason is because people don't want to be hypocrites, you understand? People don't want to even think in their mind for a second that they might be being a hypocrite. So, something that you could do, but would be really hypocritical, is to become a politician yourself, and go into the field of politics, and then try to lie and persuade a bunch of people to elect you so you can try and make something happen. That'd be extremely hypocritical, because you'd be lying and you'd be getting involved in politics that you care nothing about, and you're just trying to tell people to elect you. And people don't want to be hypocrites, so people don't do that. So then you end up with only people who are liars and crooked ending up in any political powers of office whatsoever. And then you have all the nice, honest people just sitting underneath here in American society where nothing is happening and nothing is changing, but then we're constantly reassured and told everything's fine. It's slowly changing. People are making the world a better place. Yeah, but what about all those dying, like, what about all those people over there that are just dying in Chicago? Shh, nothing is happening. Shh. And that just perpetuates itself, and it just keeps happening over and over and over again. And people like me who are too scared to say anything about it don't know where to go or who to talk to or what to say, dang it. And it just never goes anywhere. And then we just rant in videos like this that make no sense because our brains are so tapioca-id, that's a verb apparently, from what's going on in the country, that we're just too, we're so, like, our brains are tapioca pudding. We're so stupid, we've been so stupefied by this actual stupidity that we live in the middle of that we just can't rise above it. And we can't do it with dignity. It's so hard to. Even when it's so hard to unless you are face to face with your opposition. Like, if anyone asked me, why is this wrong, or why is blah blah blah, then I could easily give them an answer. But just when I'm given a blank slate and nothing to work with, like a microphone and a YouTube video, it's just like, what the heck? What am I supposed to do? Why? How am I supposed to speak this? How am I supposed to speak my mind to be genuine about it when I'm not being genuine about it? I'm calling up emotions I'm not currently feeling and asking them, how do I explain this to this idiot who doesn't get it? And it just doesn't work. Dang it. It only works if I put myself in the middle of let me put it to you this way. I can't put out the fire unless I'm standing in it. And it's a problem. I feel like I can't solve a problem unless it is happening to me in the moment. Or I just don't have the follow through to do it without any motivation. You understand what you see what I'm saying? So my point of this video is I suck at making these types of videos, which is why I don't make them. And this also extends to the rest of my YouTube as well. I plan out videos so much and ahead of time in advance. I'm like, wow, this is going to be a great, amazing project. This is going to be so cool. And then I think so much about what it's going to be that I never think about all the psychological shenanigans that I'm going to have to go through to actually create the thing, or all the materials I'm going to need, or all the blah, blah, blah. I'm slowly learning that stuff. That stuff is difficult for me to learn. I do not have that common sense knowledge. I need to constantly be reminded of everything I need to do, constantly be reassured that, well, yeah, blah, blah, blah. When I'm standing alone in my room, angry late at night, I can easily rant aloud to myself about something I care about. But the moment I'm put in front of a microphone and it's just like, tell us something on your mind. It's like, what am I supposed to do? There's too much. There's too much going on. I can't speak. I'm paralyzed. So the next best thing I can do when that's not an option is to just make videos of me playing video games enthusiastically and hoping that does something positive to change the world. You know what I'm saying? Okay. This hasn't really gone many places according to people who are only thinking about this logically and not trying to look deeper into what I'm meaning by this. But essentially what I'm saying is I have a lot of good opinions that I wish I could say, but I'm just not a good post video maker. I'm a good person in the moment at saying these things. I'm good at doing these things in the moment. But the moment I try to do this it's not in the moment, is I just can't do it. What I would think I would like to do instead is I might stream sometimes, and I might have people ask me some questions, and then I'll answer those questions live, because when I'm having a night where I'm having emotions and I'm really feeling it, then I can easily answer questions people provide me. But when I'm just thinking about, when there's so much about the day and everything on my mind, it's too much for me to just go in and talk about has anything I've said so far made any sense? I hope it has. Anyway, this video has gone on long enough. Finish watching this Overwatch gameplay in the background, and thank you all for watching. Actually, that was a test. Cut it out. Stop watching the Overwatch footage. Go do your homework. Okay, bye. Okay, but real talk. Let's just be real here for a second. Okay, go do your homework. Okay, but seriously, why are you still here? You're expecting some kind of reward for watching the whole thing, like some kind of witty joke at the end. Well, guess what? You're not going to get one. So leave.